topic with Terry Crews. It's to do with Terry Crews and 50 Cent. So basically, you know Terry Crews?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Yep, in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep.
That guy.
And-
Very kind of...
And the longest yard.
And he can dance with his pecs.
He was a football player, right?
Yes.
NFL?
And he did an Old Spice commercial.
Oh, it was a great
Yes.
commercial.
He's done it all.
Terry Crews,
Ripped.
right? He's a ripped guy. He's big.
Pretty buff.
About as ripped
He's
as you
strong.
can be.
Bit like me.
He's an African-American man.
Yeah, exactly like
Yes.
Chris.
Yes. So, last October, he actually came out with the MeToo movement saying that he was sexually assaulted by a Hollywood talent agent at a party.
Yeah. One of the rare men to do it.
Yes.
Men to do it.
Yeah. So, basically...
to have it done to them.
To
come out about that.
to-
Oh,
yeah,
right, yeah.
like, and so he, yeah, like as a male, like fairly, you know, like he's, you know, like really strong and tough and big, but came out saying that he was sexually assaulted. So he is now kind of, I don't know if they call it testifying, but like talking in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And so I listened, it goes for about 6 minutes, the whole speech. You're right there, Chris.
Don't mind me.
Pouring
I
another
thought I'd stopped you from doing that by
Oh,
putting
thank
the
you.
water world
Thank
thing
you
on
so
it.
much.
Let me-
Chris is
Refills.
No, I'm
Refills.
good.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh,
So-
sorry
the
about
microphone.
Sorry.
So his speech goes for about 6 minutes, and basically he condemns toxic masculinity, right? And so he talks about, so the assault happened in 2016 with a guy called Adam Bennett. So it was somebody who worked at his agency at the time. So basically at a
So
party.
he actually named the dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're at, him and his wife were at a party, and basically this guy Adam kind of groped him and told him, I hold all the power. I have control.
Groped him on the front,
On the
lower
front.
region.
Yes.
Just wanted to be specific
Great.
about that.
And
If it's like the shoulder on a guy, like that doesn't matter,
I don't think that's groping.
that's not groping.
isn't it? Wow.
Well, it could be unwanted.
Unwanted
Sexual
touch.
fun.
Okay.
It's
all
an,
right.
it's an
I
unwanted
think
advantage.
I could
I
imagine
think-
someone touching your shoulder in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable
Yeah, but
and
it's-
doesn't hurt.
I don't think that's the definition of groping.
No.
Anyway.
So at the time he didn't retaliate at all, and it was in front of his wife as well.
Well, he was at a party, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if he made a scene, he'd be... I think the way he described it was he would be the big black guy
Yes. Yes.
beating up a white guy.
Yeah, exactly.
jail.
Yeah. So
A predator.
yes.
super predator.
So one of the senators said to him, "Well, you're a large guy, fairly tough, that kind of thing. Why didn't you retaliate?" And he basically said, "You only have a few shots at success. You only have a few chances to make yourself a viable member of the community." He's talking about black people in America. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I've seen many young black men who were provoked into violence. They're in prison or they were killed. They're not here. So, he's just basically saying, he was, he felt like he couldn't do anything, at the time because it could jeopardize his career, that kind of thing, which is the whole Me Too movement. So anyway, that happened, and it was a pretty moving speech, but basically a couple of, a while later, 50 Cent
Fiddy.
on Instagram then posted a photo. And it's a photo of Terry without his shirt on that says, "I got raped. My wife just watched." Okay? And then underneath, a second photo underneath with a rose in his mouth saying gym time.
Weird.
Yeah. And so 50 Cent
The
said,
link between those photos.
I don't actually know.
I don't quite understand
It's
the
the
meme
top.
either.
The top one is kind of the worst, and it basically says, "What the f is going on?" Terry, I froze in fear, and then he's kind of saying they would have had to take me to jail, get the strap. So he's basically mocking Terry in the photo for what he said.
How he's mocking him, it's a little bit confusing. But
I think what he is saying is why didn't you do anything at the time? Basically, you're this big buff guy,
Yeah.
like they would have had to hold me back.
Which is something an unintelligent, dumb person would say.
Exactly right, and that is what ensued in the Twitter comments.
Do you expect a lot more from 50 Cent though?
Well, it's like
I actually
man,
don't know a lot about him as a
Like
person.
I haven't read about him except about Bitcoin, and
Didn't he go bankrupt?
haven't listened to him probably since Candy Shop came out.
Mm.
But like this, like I can't think of a much dumber thing you can do
It's
to
so
get
dumb.
like lots of people against you.
Yeah,
Terry Crews is a pretty lovable guy
he is.
from a distance. I have no
Yeah.
idea what he's like in person, but
Like
who
you,
doesn't like him?
you're putting your gender backwards, you're putting your race backwards,
Yeah,
and you're just tanking your own career at the same time.
yeah,
By like, it's so good that he, like with his image and his physique,
yeah,
and even his race came forward in the MeToo movement.
yeah,
That would have enabled so many guys and people just in general to like be comfortable with it and maybe come to terms with it
Yeah.
or even talk about it for the first time. And this idiot on Instagram
yeah,
just trashes him.
yeah,
It's so long after he came out as well.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that was last year, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Time
he's not-
flows
he's not checking
weirdly
his
at the
phone.
moment.
It's just like this came out just after he testified at the Senate.
Yeah,
committee
yeah,
on
this
Tuesday.
photo. But
Yeah.
his first time when he said
Yeah, yeah,
this happened
absolutely.
was like ages ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he sounds like he just found out about it.
Mm.
But you
Probably.
might have. You missed
Probably.
things. There's a lot of news.
Yeah,
That's pretty big, isn't it? Because that was the thing that I think I remembered the most out of the Me Too movement. Is like, oh, Terry Crews was one of them as well. Like
yeah,
that was really surprising.
yeah. I think that
Because I don't think anything else in that was actually that surprising in the Me Too movement.
not.
It was like, directors assault young actors. Like that's
Yes.
a joke in TV
Yeah.
shows.
yeah, exactly.
So
Which it shouldn't be, but it is.
it shouldn't
No,
be. But there was
exactly.
like I've definitely watched sitcoms where it'll be something to do with acting, and they'll make a joke about the fact that a female actor is there because they've slept with the director.
Yes.
Yeah, like the whole show Entourage
Yeah.
is really great at being terrible at that.
Yeah,
Did you say he came out about toxic? He was talking about toxic masculinity.
masculinity. Yeah.
What
so
do you
that's,
guys think of that phrase?
I'm not sure what it is.
So
It comes out a lot with like rape, the phrase rape culture, and similar things. It's sort of the idea, I guess, is that there is a culture of like indoctrinating masculinity into boys, which engenders them to do really bad things
It's-
like this,
Yeah.
right? Treat women like they're inferior and objects, and
It's a separate thing. It's not that masculinity is toxic. It's toxic masculinity.
yeah, I
Yes.
think that's
yeah,
the
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's an interesting word because I heard a criticism. I think I was listening to Joe Rogan or something,
yeah,
and he was like, "There's no, it's not toxic masculinity. It's toxic behavior
yeah.
perpetrated by a man. Like it's just, it's
Yeah.
bad behavior. It doesn't matter what gender you are. If you did something like that, it's evil.
Yeah.
So there's no need to add."
The
I
word
think they were trying to say it
masculinity.
was part of this sort
Yeah.
of insidious feminist
Well,
plot to
Terry
take men
Crews
or something.
in his speech he talks about how so he grew up watching his dad assault his mum, and so he wanted to grow up and be this kind of like macho guy so that he could protect her, but in the process of that he also developed these really kind of, I suppose, bad ways towards women as well. So he talks about that, like how he would purposely not let a woman finish speaking to make her feel inferior and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah. So
And he's saying like that, like, and until he actually experienced kind of being emasculated, he didn't really understand what it was like.
yeah, I think
Which is
it
interesting.
is. It's more than toxic behavior because it is an attitude that, like, I know, like maybe I've been a part of it. I went to an all boys school, and there is an element of just masculinity and the boys, yes, the boys. It's all about like us, like
Yeah.
we run the world. We are the best.
Yeah.
We'll do what we want. And I think that is it's an attitude. I think toxic behavior is another thing when it becomes that, when that attitude permeates in doing bad things.
It's not to say that there's not toxic femininity. I think
Yeah.
there certainly is.
I don't think anyone thinks there is.
I'm just saying.
it'd be very,
Like-
very different.
It is
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What
It's-
would you say it is?
it's Mean Girls.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
It's also bad for women.
Well, it's directed back
I
towards
think
women, not men.
the word toxic indicates that
Like-
it's bad. I think.
Seems like
But
women
no,
bear the
but
brunt
it's
of
not bad
both.
for
like,
us.
but for like, so from what I have experienced, like females, if we're talking toxic femininity, it's directed back towards other females, not towards men.
Dragging each other down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mean girls are mean girls to mean girls. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't affect guys as much as the other way.
Well, it all affects everyone in the end.
Exactly
because
right.
if you're toxic masculinity, for example, if that's your issue,
Yes.
you're never going to have a proper relationship with
Yeah.
your wife
No.
or be a good dad to your daughter or any of that stuff. So
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
Which is why expanding your horizons and talking about things is important.
Fiddy.
Like we do here.
Mm-hmm.
50s.
Well, he deleted the tweet or the Instagram post.
My hero.
Wow.
Yes.
Good on him.
Thank
Do you think he
goodness.
was just high?
But-
Do you think he was
well,
just asking because he was high or
But
something?
then his next post, actually, I didn't say this before. The post after, so he took it down and then he put another post up. It's a video of Will Smith slapping a reporter away, and he puts the caption, "I think it's a natural instinct to respond this way, LOL."
Get the
As
strap.
in, like,
So he's doubling down.
yeah, yeah.
Of
Even though it's a completely different situation and scenario.
Yeah, but like, he's saying like this is the way a man should respond
There is
by
only
slapping a
to a
reporter away.
paparazzi who people think are lower than scum, as opposed to someone who owns your career in the palm of their hand.
he's really
Yeah.
saying there's
I'm
only
not saying it's any.
I'm just explaining to people
Come on,
why I
saying
think it's different.
It's 50 Cent.
Sort yourself out. Ed. You've got toxic femininity here.
Yeah, it's so toxic.
Stop inflicting it on Terry Crews.
Well, but he took the high road, and he said, "I love 50 Cent. I listen to his music while I'm working out." And he says, "Size doesn't matter when it comes to sexual assault."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Terry Crews said that.
Yeah.
So he's even being a great guy now.
Yeah,
I don't think he knows how to not be a great guy.
I know, right?
Apparently he used to.
Well, apparently.
Come on the podcast, Terry.
If we could fit him in.
I don't think he would fit behind this
Not
table.
sure.